Imagine walking into a room full of strangers. Before you even say a word, people have already decided. Are you trustworthy? Are you confident? Or are you someone not worth talking to? How? Through a language you didn't even know you were speaking. Your body is having conversations your mouth knows nothing about. And today, we're going to decode that silent language. In today's episode of the Mind Spark Psychology podcast, we're going to talk about the secrets of body language that nobody ever teaches you. Why do some people command attention the moment they enter a room, while others remain invisible? Why do we instantly trust some people, but never warm up to others? The answer isn't in the words. The answer is in the silent signals beneath the words. Here's the truth. 93% of communication is nonverbal. Yes, you heard that right. What you say makes up only 7% of communication. Everything else, your tone of voice, your posture, your hand movements, your facial expressions, all of it is telling a story about you. And most of us aren't even aware of this language. What I'm going to show you today is simple: how to read others, and how you're being read. Because when you understand body language, you don't just read people, you also gain control over yourself. First, let's understand this. Body language is an evolutionary tool. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors needed to communicate with each other to survive, but they couldn't speak. Language hadn't developed yet. So what did they do? Gestures, facial expressions, body movements. They asked, "Is this food safe?" with a glance. They answered, "Can I trust this person?" with their posture. And our brains were designed to interpret these signals, because misreading them could mean death. Fast forward to today, we're no longer living in caves, but our brains still work the same way. When you meet someone, your brain scans thousands of signals in milliseconds and makes a decision. Is this person safe, dangerous, strong, weak? And what it uses to make that decision isn't what you say. It's what your body says. Before you start reading body language, you need to know 3 fundamental rules, because most people make these mistakes and draw wrong conclusions. Rule 1: know the baseline. When you're trying to read people, the first thing you need to do is understand their normal state. The baseline is a person's behavior when they're comfortable. For example, some people naturally don't make much eye contact. This doesn't mean they're shy or insecure. It's just their baseline. But if someone who normally makes eye contact suddenly avoids it, then something has changed. That deviation gives you a clue. Rule 2: don't trust a single movement. You see someone with their arms crossed. You immediately think, defensive mode, right? But maybe they're just cold. Maybe their arms are uncomfortable. Maybe it's just a habit. Don't judge based on a single movement. Instead, look for a pattern. Arms crossed and leaning back and facial expression tense. Now you're in defensive territory. One signal is meaningful, but multiple signals, that's what tells the story. Rule 3: consider the context. Context is everything. Someone being quiet in a meeting means something different than being quiet at a party. Someone analyzing you in a job interview means something different than analyzing you at a bar. Before you interpret behavior, think about where you are, what's happening, and what that person should be feeling in that moment. Now we're getting to the most important part. Facial expressions. You can control the rest of your body. You can fix your posture, hide your hands, change your voice. But your face speaks for you, because the muscles in your face are controlled by the subconscious, and your subconscious doesn't lie. Micro expressions. Flashes of truth. So what's a micro expression? Micro expressions are tiny involuntary movements that appear on your face for a split second and reveal your true emotions. For example, when someone says, "Everything's great," but furrows their brow for a second and then smiles, that's a micro expression. The real emotion was concern. The smile was an attempt to mask it. So how do you spot these micro expressions? Here are some common ones. 1. Eyebrow raise. Surprise. If someone quickly raises and lowers their eyebrows, It usually means surprise or disbelief. If they do this in response to what you're saying, they might not believe you. 2. Nose wrinkle. Disgust. If someone wrinkles their nose, like they smell something bad, this is a sign of disgust. Maybe they're uncomfortable with what you said. Maybe they didn't like your idea. 3. Lip press disagreement. If someone presses their lips together, they usually have something they want to say, but are holding it back. This is a sign of a suppressed emotion. 4. Eye narrowing. Doubt. If someone's eyes narrow slightly, this usually means doubt or distrust. They're analyzing you, and something doesn't sit right with them. 5. Smile, but the eyes don't smile. How do you tell a fake smile? Look at the eyes. A genuine smile, what researchers call a Duchenne smile, affects not just the mouth, but the eyes too. Crow's feet form at the corners of the eyes, but a fake smile, only the lips move. The eyes stay dead. Now, let's look at the rest of the body. Because your posture affects how people see you, but it also affects how you feel about yourself. Power poses. Amy Cuddy, a social psychologist from Harvard University, conducted research on power posing. What she found was this: just standing in an open, expansive posture for 2 minutes, arms open, chest out, feet shoulder width apart, increases your testosterone levels and decreases your cortisol, stress hormone levels. So when you put your body in a powerful position, your brain believes it and actually makes you feel more powerful. Here are some power signals. 1. Open chest. When your shoulders are pulled back and your chest is open, you're saying you're confident. This is a sign of dominance, not vulnerability. 2. Wide stance. Are your feet shoulder width apart or wider? This is a way of taking up space. Powerful people take up space. Weak people make themselves small. 3. Relaxed movements. Are you making tense, sudden movements? This is a sign of nervousness. But slow, deliberate movements. This is a signal of control and confidence. Weakness signals. Now let's look at the opposite. What movements make you look weak? 1. Slumped shoulders. When your shoulders fall forward, you're shrinking. This says, I don't want to be here, or I don't feel safe. 2. Crossed arms. Yes, sometimes it's just for comfort, but most of the time, crossed arms create a barrier. It means, don't approach, or I'm in defensive mode. 3. Self-touching. Are you touching your neck, arm, or face? This is self-soothing behavior. Your body is under stress and trying to calm you down. Eye contact is one of the most powerful tools in body language, because the eyes are directly connected to your brain. But be careful. Too little eye contact makes you look weak. Too much eye contact looks aggressive. What's the right balance of eye contact? General rule, 60 to 70%. So when you're speaking, you should look at the other person about 60 to 70% of the time. When listening, this can go up to 80%, but don't stare. This makes people uncomfortable. Instead, break eye contact at natural intervals. Look up when thinking. Look to the side as if taking notes. Then return. The meaning of eye movements. Eyes also reveal thought processes. Here are some classic eye movements. Upright, visual imagination. Often lying, up left, visual recall, often truth. Side right, auditory imagination, making up sounds. Side left, auditory recall, remembering real sounds. Down right, internal dialogue. Down left, emotional feeling. Note, these rules are general tendencies. They're not 100% accurate for everyone, but they can be used as clues. Your hands constantly talk, and often they contradict what you're saying. Open palms equals honesty. When you show your palms, you signal vulnerability. You're saying, I have nothing to hide. That's why open palms usually build trust. But if you hide your palms in your pockets, behind your back, this raises suspicion. Fidgeting with fingers equals nervousness. If you're tapping your fingers together, touching a pen, constantly playing with something, This is nervous energy. You're uncomfortable or impatient. Pointing finger equals aggression. Pointing at someone with your finger is a sign of aggression. It says, I'm accusing you, or you're wrong. Instead, point with an open hand gesture. Less threatening, more friendly. Now the part everyone's curious about. How do you tell if someone is lying? First, know this. There is no Pinocchio's nose. No single movement definitively means lying, but certain behavior clusters increase the likelihood of deception. Signs of a lying person. 1. Deviation from baseline. If someone who's normally relaxed suddenly becomes tense, restless, that's a warning. 2. Excessive detail. Liars often add unnecessary details to make their stories more believable. It was exactly 3:47. I remember because I looked at my phone. Someone telling the truth usually gives fewer details and is willing to say, I'm not sure. 3. Defense mechanisms. Liars can become aggressive or overly defensive when questioned. They use phrases like, why don't you trust me? Or, what's with the interrogation? 4. Self-touching. Touching the throat, ear, nose, these are all signs of discomfort. The body is trying to manage stress. 5. Inconsistency in eye contact. Some liars make too much eye contact, overcompensating. Some make none. Both extremes are suspicious. Now you've learned to read body language, but what about controlling your own? Here are 5 ways to make yourself look more powerful and trustworthy. 1. Fix your posture. Pull your shoulders back. Open your chest. Keep your head up. Just this alone makes you look 50% more confident. 2. Expand your space. Don't shrink. Use your arms comfortably. Position your legs comfortably. Make room for yourself. 3. Slow down. Don't make tense, quick movements. Move slowly, deliberately. This shows control. 4. Make eye contact. But don't overdo it. Aim for 60 to 70% eye contact. Don't be afraid to look, but don't stare either. 5. Smile, genuinely. Fake smiles don't work. When you genuinely smile, your eyes smile too. And this makes you look accessible, warm. That's it. The body language secrets nobody teaches you. Remember this. Body language isn't a superpower, but it is a tool. You can use it to read people. You can use it to control yourself. And you can use it to connect. Because in the end, communication isn't just about words. Real communication happens in the silence between the words. Next time you walk into a room, don't just think about what you're going to say. Think about what your body is saying. If this episode gave you something, please leave a comment. Do you want more content on this topic? Do you want to learn how to use body language in specific situations? Let me know. That's all for today. Thank you for joining the MindSpark Psychology podcast. See you in the next episode. Take care of yourself. And remember, sometimes the loudest thing speaking is your body that's saying nothing at all.